Okay, well, good afternoon. We're starting to get some people to join in. We appreciate you being here. We're going to get started like we always do in just a couple of minutes. We always wait about 2 or 3 minutes to allow people who are having trouble with the technology or finishing up a call to make sure that they get on time to see the beginning of the presentation. So again, we thank you all that are here on time, and we'll get started in just about 2 minutes. Okay, looks like we have some other folks joining. Again, we are just going to be on hold here to get started in just a minute or two. Again, we allow those people that are having technology issues or are finishing up a call to make sure that they get in to the presentation on time. So we'll be starting in just about 60 seconds. Okay, for everybody on hold, in about another 30 seconds, we'll be getting started. Okay, we're gonna get going. We'll be appreciative of those people who got here on time, and those others will come in a little bit late. We'll just go ahead and get things moving. This is going to be recorded, so if you do have to step away for a moment for whatever reason, you are going to be able to archive or see the archive of this as it gets put up later in the day at our GoToMeeting channel, or excuse me, our GoToWebinar channel here at TERRA. So again, well, thank you all for joining us. This is our 8th installment of TERRA's 3rd Thursday webinar. We want to welcome all of our TERRA members that have been given free access to these webinars, and we also want to welcome those who are our paying and non-paying guests that are going to be joining with us today. For those of you that have been now here doing this with us for a few months in a row, understand kind of the drill. These webinars are anticipated to be very quick, topical. It's something that you can get a lot of news you can use in a hurry, but not too much of your day is going to be dedicated to it. This is a total of 45 minutes. We're going to be ending as close to 3:45 Eastern time as possible, so just hang on to your seats. If during the process you guys have questions, we have some areas that you'll see in your control panel where you can ask questions, where you can put information in the chat, and I will be kind of moderating those as we go along to make sure that at the end when we do have our Q&A session that I can answer those questions or ask those questions for you. Since this is October and we've got 2 holiday months coming on, this is actually the last scheduled TERRA 3rd Thursday for the year. It's been a successful program thus far. We may be doing something in the month of November because we just luckily kind of by happenstance this year, the 3rd Thursday is not Thanksgiving, so we might do something. So keep your ears open for that. But at this point, this is the last officially scheduled program. For 2022, we're going to be bringing this back, but we're also going to be making some additions as we start looking to do some more interactive events with our members, whether that's kind of having some brain trust working together, whether people in operations getting together to discuss those kind of issues, sales and marketing meetings, C-suite meetings, just opportunities for our membership to work together a little bit more efficiently and effectively. So keep your ears open for more on that, and especially that will be coming in 2022. So as I mentioned today, it's 45 minutes long. Again, if you've got questions, use the features that we have in the toolbar, and I will moderate those at the end. But before I present or turn this over to our presenter, I wanted to say first a few words about our sponsor. So today's presentation is being sponsored by WhiteCanyon Software. They are one of TERRA's founding members, one of our founding allied members, so we really appreciate that. They're a market-leading provider of data erasure software. WhiteCanyon's flagship product, the highly certified WipeDrive, is the market's preferred method of erasing retired or recycled hard drives for government agencies and large corporations. and we're grateful for their support. I will be turning the presentation over to Crystal Harris. She is highly experienced in the world of certified data erasure, and she has deep product knowledge. She couples that experience with creative ideas for her product applications that help her clients achieve their goals. Crystal is about to celebrate 5 years with WhiteCanyon as their Director of Sales and Account Management, and we're very, very pleased to have her serving as our presenter this month. So with that intro, Crystal, please take it away.
Thank you so much, Stephen. I appreciate it. It was a great introduction. So as Stephen mentioned, this is going to be 45 minutes. I tend to be a very fast talker, so I will try to slow it down. As Stephen mentioned, my name is Crystal Harris. I am the Director of Sales and Account Management for WhiteCanyon Software. I would also like to introduce Dan Pedigo. He is one of our developers. He is here to help answer any technical questions that you might have at the end of the presentation. So with that said, a little bit about WhiteCanyon. We've been in this industry for 23 years. Our core product is WipeDrive, and today what I would like to review with you is our WipeDrive data center build used in conjunction with our FlexStation and also our WipeDrive software. If we have time at the end of the presentation, we can go into our Nomad, which is actually used for if you are going onto a customer site to do data erasure. It's an appliance to help set you up with that. So with that said, I'm going to move on to the next slide. So as Steve mentioned, WhiteDrive is the world leader in secure data destruction. WhiteDrive allows corporations and government entities to permanently and securely erase data from the hard drives, removable media, and mobile devices. This is providing a cost-effective, secure, and social responsible way of recycling and retiring computer storage. As I mentioned, we're going to get into WhiteDrive and the data center build. Our WhiteDrive data center build is a straightforward and simple interface that makes it easy to track your overriding progress. This helps you know exactly which drives are wiping properly, where the problematic drives are connected, and it gathers important drive information, and it's displayed on the GUI in a grid that matches the drive configuration of the FlexStation appliance. What is great about this software is it is a proven solution to effectively increase your efficiencies by 15%. And you're asking how? How is that going to do it? Well, when you first boot up into the software and you connect the loose drives to the FlexStation, what's going to happen is you're going to get a screen similar to what this picture is. And if it is a good drive, then the display is going to come up as blue. If it's a bad drive, it's going to come up as either red or orange in color. At this point, we would ask you to remove that drive because that is a problematic drive. So as you remove the drive, you can install a new drive. By doing this, when you start the wiping process, the majority of the drives at that point we know is being good. There's where your efficiency is going to increase because you are now wiping 24 good loose hard drives at a time. The FlexStation appliance itself, these are the technical specs of it. It's very compact. It has a 12 gigabyte controller card, drive indication LED lights, which are on the side, 2 cooling fans, power supply, AC requirements are standard, and memory is 16 gigabytes. The side rails are also included. So if this is shipped to you, what you have to do is connect a monitor to the device and also a keyboard and a mouse. That's the only thing you need besides a bootable USB for the software, which is provided to you. It also has 200 licenses on it for you to begin your erasure. The Flex Station comes with the option to rack mount the Flex Station. This is ideal for a data center use where multiple vendor drives are being used. It can also be used as a rack or cart, on a rack or cart or a desktop, very portable. You can also pair this with a Pelican travel case if you want. If you're going to a customer on site and they have multiple loose drives, this is a great solution to carry on site. Now, with that said, we're going to move into WipeDrive. WipeDrive is our hardware, it's our drive verification software. So if you guys have to do a verification process after the erasure, we provide the verification software to perform the verification. Most companies now, if they're R2 certified or following the NIST guidelines, you have to perform anywhere from a 5% to a 20% verification on random drives that are erased. What our software does is it provides that verification where it reads all of the sectors to look for a specific pattern. So for example, if you use a pattern of all zeros, the software is going to read through that drive. Once it reads through the drive, it's going to see that everything is laid out in zeros. If it is a success, it will print out a report stating that the verification was successful. If it found other information on the drive other than zeros, it will come back as a fail, that it was unable to read that overwrite pattern. It has a flexible pattern verification. With WipeDrive, it can verify all sorts of configurations. As you're aware, when it comes to data erasure, there's multiple erasure patterns out there. You have your NIST, you have your DoD 3-pass, 7-pass, a wide variety. And with our software, it easily detects the overwrite pattern to give you that verification. Along with that, you can also pick and choose within the software whether or not you want to perform a 100% verification across the entire drive, or if you're running multiple drives at a time, you can choose to pick random drives to verify. As I mentioned, with the distribution of bytes, WipeDrive includes the report showing the distribution of data stored in the bytes of your drive. For example, you wipe the entire drive with the zeros, it will show you that, that the drive was wiped properly. And now from there, I would like to actually go into showing you the software and how it works, if you don't mind. Hopefully everybody can see my screen. So right now what you're seeing is the Flex Station. Once you insert all of the drives, this is how the screen is going to appear. So in this example, this specific Flex Station has 5 drives in it. As you can see, 4 out of the 5 drives have come up as blue, stating that they're good drives. We would recommend removing the one that has the warning and replacing it with a different drive. As you can see, we're doing this right now on the screen. And we removed that drive, and at this point, you would insert a new drive. Sorry for the delay. Right now, if you look over on the right-hand side of the screen, you have the wipe process, you can cancel, you have settings. And these are all tools for you to use to set up the configuration of the actual software. Now, as you can see, we just inserted another drive and it showed up as blue. By the time you're done inserting all of the drives, you should have a blue screen. And I do apologize. I would like this to go a little bit faster, but I'm not getting controls to move it faster. So we're just going to have to be a little bit patient. This is the option screen of the software. Now, with the option screen of the software, this is where you can choose what type of wiping pattern that you're using for the software. And as I mentioned, we have multiple to choose from. If you require a NIST purge standard, you can change this. That basically means that if you're wiping by the NIST guidelines and you only want to receive a purge level, you can set that in the options. The screen right now that you're going to is the log types and destinations. This is where you can choose the different type of log types. We provide XML, JSON, text, PDF, etc. And then we have multiple log destinations as well. With our wiping software, you can actually choose multiple log types and destinations. As you can see, it's very user-friendly. And we're just going through and showing you the different type of database logging. If you want to also include a removable drive, which would be your USB, and you can always tag that file, the USB with the file name. The WipeDrive software also includes custom log fields. This is something that you can put in the computer ID, use asset tag. The custom fields, you can put in the tech name, the value of the tech name, and you can be prompted to enter this information before or after the wipe is complete, and you can also check it cannot be blank. This helps increase efficiency in human error when you're running the erasure. The activation screen, this will show you information about your cloud account code. This is for licensing purposes, and actually you would be assigned a specific cloud account code with X amount of licenses on it. This is a lot of times it's used more for our support along with the network utilities screen. This gives you information about the IP address, if there's a connection, etc. And again, if you're having issues with the software, this is something that our support team usually has you look at. Once you have accepted these settings, then the wipe will begin. Right now, it told you it was unable to retrieve the license activation. Usually that's due to either internet connection, or it could be because you're out of licenses, or you need to transfer licenses from your cloud account code to your dongle. And again, I do apologize, I can't fast forward through this. So here, if you remember correctly, we put in a custom field that said to enter in the tech name. This is something that was prompted on the screen, so we entered in the tech name, hit wipe once again, and now it's going through the process of wiping the drive. Now this is going to be faster than normal because this is going to be done in a VM. But if you were to, all of the drives are wiped simultaneously. Depending on the drive size will depend on how long each drive takes to wipe. If you're looking at a typical 320 gigabyte, you're looking at around 56 minutes to complete all 24 drives if they are all the same size. If you're running a 1 terabyte, you're looking at 172 minutes to complete the entire process. Now, if you take a look at the screen, you can see the speed of the erasure. If you wanted to cancel a specific drive, you could hit the cancel button to cancel a specific drive. It will also tell you the time that is taking to wipe the device, the serial number, and the operation that is currently being performed, which is a wipe. The blue is a progress bar that is showing you the progress of the wipe. Once it's complete, as the other three, right here, as you can see, it will turn blue here. And then everything right now that was in there to be wiped has come back as green, meaning it was a success. And as you can see here, it's saying that the reports were going to the USB and when they were logged. So at that point, if you wanted to take the USB, you could take it over to another workstation to upload those files into your network. Again, we do provide other type of reporting, log destinations. You could log to a database, you could log to a network share, you could do email logging, etc. Now from here, I believe we are going to move over into WipeDrive. Now again, WipeDrive is going to be our software for erasure verification. When the software boots up, you would put in your activation code. For this purposes right here, we're using demo. If you cannot perform the verification online, we give you alternatives. The alternative would be a dongle, or it would be an offline activation code. Here, as you can see, we are using a VM, and with the VM, it showed that there was one VM attached to it. What we just went into was the sectors, and with the sectors, it showed the overwrite pattern of all zeros. Now we're going over to the options screen. These are the different options that you have to choose from. You can do select all drives, select drives randomly. This is where you can put in the percentage of drives to select randomly. You can put the wipe pattern detection, auto detect, or if you know exactly what the wipe pattern is. With the verification software, we provide an XML file to log to the USB. If you were to check the XML, it would show you the log destination. And again, the activation screen shows you the activation code. And if you are using a dongle server, it would show you the server. Once you have your settings set, you can actually save out the config file back to the bootable USB. Or if you want, you can just hit accept settings and go directly into the verification. Here we're going to accept settings, and we're going to hit verify drive. And at this point, it's going to go through and it's going to verify the wiping pattern on the drive. Because this is performing a 100% verification, with the verification, it's going to take just as long as it would to perform a single write overpass. So if you're looking at a 320 gigabyte drive, you're looking at approximately 56 minutes. If you're looking at a 1 terabyte drive, you're looking at 172 minutes. Excuse me. With our software, if for some reason you do want to cancel, you can cancel the verification process. By canceling the verification process, you might wonder what happens to the license. We don't believe in charging you for a license if you have a failure on either a drive erasure or a verification process, and the license will be added back to that cloud account code or dongle. The status bar will show you how many, the percentage of the drive being verified and how fast it's performing the verification. It will show you the estimated time it's been taking. If for any reason the verification software was unable to read the overwrite pattern, if you can see the errors, right now this errors is at 0. Let's say it was a random pattern, the errors would start accumulating and you would end up with thousands of errors on that specific drive. This drive is saying it was successful. The screen turns green, and then you will have your log report at the end. So currently that is the presentation that we have. We do have a little time, so I would like to show you our Nomad 15. Hopefully everybody is seeing my screen.
Yes, we are.
Perfect. So this is the Nomad 15. So with WipeDrive Data Center, the GUI is made specifically for the Flex Station, but the WhiteDrive software itself is our flagship. It is our standard erasure software. With our standard erasure software, WhiteDrive, if you're to purchase the WhiteDrive Enterprise, one of the deployment options is a Pixie. This Nomad is something that we put together that comes already set up. So if you were to go on site to wipe customers' laptops, this is a kit that is already set up for the Pixie. It includes the laptop, the unmanaged network, the cables, the power cord, everything, the software for the Pixie, everything that you need to wipe your customers' devices. This is the setup in the inventory. And if you were to scroll down, it also gives you the Pixie boot up setup. So the technician will know exactly how to run the software. Now, if this is something that you would be interested, what we do is we put the image actually onto the hard drive. So when you boot up the laptop, WhiteDrive already appears. What's nice about our Pixie setup is everything can be ran through the laptop. So once you connect the clients, you can actually see the client machines through the Pixie server, which is a great benefit instead of having to run to each of the client machines. Now, with that said, I am actually going to turn it over to you guys for any questions or concerns that you might have.
Crystal, well, thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Was great information. What struck me, and I did get some questions actually offline here, and here one at the end, just specifically about Nomad, was on this particular piece of equipment. I mean, how many devices can you handle simultaneously? How quickly does that process go through to wipe those?
So currently, that's a great question, Stephen. So currently with the Nomad, we have two of them available. We have a Nomad 15 and a Nomad 30. So depending on the size of the customer, would depend on the one that you would go with. So for example, the network switch on the Nomad 15 is actually 16 slots. So you can connect to up to 15 devices and they would wipe simultaneously. With the Nomad 30, the same applies. You can connect up to 30 with this kit. So you have the two options of 15 or 30 simultaneously.
And is the timeline kind of similar to your flex station? You know,
It
something like
is.
36 minutes.
The timeline is going to be exactly the same. So it's going to be depend on the size of the drive. So if all drives are the same, then they should complete around the same time. If you have different size drives, then you would want to take that the largest drive, and that's where you would average your time out.
Okay, great. And so on a different device here, your different equipment on your flex station is does the flex station work on NVMe drives?
Great question again. And that depends. If it's an enterprise NVMe, no, unfortunately it's not. The Flex Station is compatible with the SAS and SATA SSDs, but unfortunately the enterprise NVMe, if you were to plug it in, it would not detect the NVMe. So there are limitations to it. I understand it. Some other questions that might arise is, what about fiber channel? At this time, no, it is not compatible with fiber channels. Let's say somebody was to go to the Flex Station, they love the idea of it performing 24 loose drives at a time. What about enclosure? Is that what it's called? An enclosure, can we attach enclosures to it? Usually enclosures, you would be able to add 4 more drives to this. What we found is with an additional LSI card connected to the back of the Flex Station, you could actually attach 4 more enclosures, so you would get an additional 16 drives out of it.
Excellent. Another question here was about actually training. I mean, the UI that you all have looks fantastic. It looks very simple to use and very, you know, intuitive to follow. Demo demonstrated that a lot. But do you guys provide, you know, kind of what training do you provide and ongoing, you know, support to the products once someone's purchased them?
So if somebody is interested in our software, what we do, we like to present them with the trial. And there's a couple of ways you can go about the trial. Provide the trial, let them see if they want to play around with it. Hopefully they won't get frustrated, but to me, the best way to do it is provide the trial, but also provide a webinar with it. Do as we did here and walk through the software, get any questions, concerns answered at that time, and then let them go off and play with the software. Let them try it and evaluate it for free. See what they find, give us valid feedback, and work with them individually during the evaluation. We also like to get our support team involved with it as well. So if there's more technical questions, the support team can answer it. Now, if this is something that they will choose to go with after the evaluation, with our licensing, we provide 1 year of free support. That includes phone calls, emails. It includes an assigned account manager. So if somebody exits the company and they could bring in a new technician and they're not familiar with it, we would be more than happy to sit down and do the same thing and run through the software again. We want to make sure that it's user-friendly and that they're familiar with the software, because the last thing we want is anybody to be frustrated, right? We feel that it's easy, but just because we believe it's easy doesn't mean the end user believes it's easy. Out of the box, to me, it's a simple product, but we also customize the software to meet our customers' needs. This can be done on their end or through our support team, and it is another free service to them to customize the software. Customizing the software, one, makes it more efficient, less touch points with the software, and also human error, right? Good example, custom fields, entering the technician name. If it is required to have that technician name on the report, which if you're following the NIST guidelines, it is, then it is very important to have that prompted and that you can't move past that stage until they enter their name in. So these are all things that we can customize, or they can actually save the options back to their USB, so they can make themselves more efficient and also help eliminate human error.
Well, on your customer service side, you looks like you're getting a thumbs up from one of our attendees here, saying I've used their support multiple times and had great experience. Very quick to respond. So that's
Whoever you
great.
are, I appreciate it. Give me a call.
So you know, going from staying in the software side for a moment here, just could you review again, kind of like some of the certifications that you guys have, and you know how that kind of applies to our folks in the R2 and e-stewards world?
Sure. So with any data erasure software, you are really looking for third-party certification. You should not have to believe that we say the software does the erasure, right? You need to have that third-party certification, just like with your customers. You have gone through this rigorous certification process to get, say, R2 certified, right? It's not an easy task, and you have follow-ups with those auditors, and if you happen to be out of the compliance, then you better make sure you're in compliance. So what we do with our software is we send it to third parties for certification. So for example, we've sent our SSDs to ADISA. They are tested on a threat level 1 and a threat level 2. If you take a look at the threat level 1 and 2, what it is it's based on not just the company and company policies, but it's also based on development, based on how they document the changes in the software. They also, you know, you can't just send them a hard drive that's already erased. You could have used somebody else's software. So you actually have to send them your software. So they can perform the erasure, so they know they are using your software, and then they'll also test. What they do is they have a lab. So they test it not only with software recovery software to see if they can retrieve any information, but they also do chip off attacks to see if they can read any information. If everything passes the evaluation and test, then we get a certificate saying we certify that this product does exactly what it's supposed to do, which is permanently and securely erase all the data from the drive. So we are ADISA certified, we are Common Criteria certified, we are CPA, which is the NCSC certified. We have the, excuse me if I don't get the acronym right, I believe it is NYCE, which is the Mexico certification. So we have multiple certifications behind our software stating that it does exactly what it's supposed to do. One thing I would like to note is with the Common Criteria is a certification where when they first implemented Common Criteria, there's an expense behind certification, and they wanted a worldwide recognition. So they have over 15 countries that are part of this certification that recognizes if you have a Common Criteria certificate, 15 countries will recognize that certification. That way you don't have to go to each individual country to get their own certification.
Wow. I knew you had a lot of certifications. No, that's great. That's great. That's, you know, so that is a lot to package up. So, you know, our members, you know, our certified recyclers, they're getting out there. I mean, they're kind of basically reselling this type of technology, explaining to their customers why it's important, why you can use this, why you don't have to destroy a drive when we can destroy the data and maybe reuse the product for, you know, somebody else. Do you have some materials or some marketing or some support that you provide the customers, the R2 folks, and then the e-stewards folks to help them kind of explain the value to the marketplace?
We do. So if anybody is interested in any of this marketing material, they can always go to our website at WhiteCanyon.com, or they're more than welcome to contact me, crystal.harris@whitecanyon.com. Hopefully that's going to be in the information that you send over, but any information they're looking for, whether it's, regarding how we can improve their efficiency to certification, the differences between DoD and NIST, we have the articles, and if I don't have an article about it, people that know me, I am more than happy to do research and send it their way. If I don't, then I'll admit it. I'm sorry I can't find you what you're looking for, but I want people to use us as a resource. Sometimes it's difficult to find people out there that if you're looking for an answer and you can't find it, why not network and reach out to somebody that might? So if I don't have an answer, I'll definitely point you in the right direction.
Excellent. So thank you guys. I really appreciate it. It's so nice, on a monthly basis. Typically these, the TERRA Third Thursdays are hosted by our allied members. We've had a few that have been hosted by actually our certified recyclers, whether it's in battery recycling or other topics. And those have been great. But to see, the people that you guys are, you guys are vendors, but you're not. You're really partners. And the fact that you guys get involved with us, you take the time out to put these kind of presentations together for our members. It's really valuable. We're finding out that these webinars on a monthly basis are getting downloaded hundreds of times. After we do them, just because people didn't have the opportunity to get them here at this time of day. But it's this kind of partnership, this kind of collaboration that you guys are giving our members in the industry that's really appreciated, and we appreciate your ongoing support. I do have one more question here that's more on the technical side, and then we're going to close things up.
Yay!
Which is about your flex station. Can that device be hot swapped?
Oh, I actually can answer that. I wish I had a good term. In the sense of a true hot swap, no. However, at the beginning, before the erasure starts, we will allow, as you've seen, to remove the device if the device is problematic and insert a new device. But once the wipe process has begun, if one drive finishes before another, unfortunately, you cannot pull that drive out and insert a new drive and have it begin the wiping process over. You will have to wait until all drives have completed. So in the sense of a true hot swap, no, but at the beginning, yes.
All right. Well, great. That's the questions.
Want to add to that?
Yeah, anything else you want to add? We've got just a couple of quick minutes, and if not, we'll just kind of close things up a little bit early, but this is speak now or forever hold your peace.
I just want to say, Stephen, we really appreciate this opportunity. It was a pleasure, and we hope we have an opportunity next year to maybe present again.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, thank you very much. One more thing I wanted to ask before you went. Is there some upcoming shows or events that you're going to be going to that folks here could meet you face to face?
Good question. We are actually done for the year. I just actually got back from a conference yesterday, actually last night. So we won't be starting again until next week. Now, if anybody's going over to the UK, we are sponsored at the DISA event that's over at the UK. I believe that's on it's either November 3rd or November 7th. I would need to verify on that. So if anybody's interested in the DISA conference that they're having in the UK, let me know and I can send you over the information.
All right. Well, Crystal, again, very much appreciated. Look forward to the opportunity for you to meet you or to see you again. It was nice to see you at ITAD 2021. Hopefully we'll get a chance to see each other soon.
You as well. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate it.
Take care, everybody. Thank you for attending. Appreciate it.